Okay, although it sounds a bit daunting, but let's see how we can do it. Maybe we can copy something to make our lives a bit easier. So first, let's do a calculated field. Then, let's create a calculated field. What we will do in the meantime is we will keep a copy of the names of the calculated field so that we are able to link it later. So CFWW, and then true, false. I will say TF, true, false. And then, what is the first true, false criteria? Experience between 0 and 7 years. Is that how we can write? Or length of service between 0 and 7? Length of service between 0 at 7 years, right? Stored in the worker object. Function is true, false. Okay, now comes the interesting part. Alright. What is the field? Which field are we going to use? Remember, we created a calculated field yesterday. But we extracted the length of service with the number of years. Did we extract something like that already? Yeah. And then we converted that to a number. No. Right. Otherwise, you see, if you do not use the numeric field, how will we compare the number right? It will be a problem. So then let's use that. What is it, CFWW? I think it was a hash of years of service, something like that. Let's see if that is the field. Convert text to numbers of years for plaintiffs. I mean, this is the one, isn't it? Convert text to number. So this is the numeric field, you see. If I look at the field type, can I see the field type? You see, I can see the icon. It's a hash, so means it's the numeric field. So, alright, I will choose this. And then I should say greater than or equal to 0. Okay, and there will be an criteria. Again, I will copy the field. I will put it here. Okay, and in the condition I should say less than or equal to. And it should be 7. Correct. Done. Okay. Absolutely, so it is done. So the text to number of years from the length of service. We have converted that if it is greater than 0 or less than or equal to 7. So let's just copy it and keep it for our reference. So let's just field 1. Okay, let me just remove this description and keep the name. What is the next one? 8 to 15 years. Let's try to create it, so can we just copy it over? Can we copy calculated fields, otherwise I have to again do it. Right, the good news is, yes, we can copy calculated field, so you can copy. How did I do it? Related actions, calculated field. Copy. Okay, remember one thing, it doesn't mean the name is blank. Okay, so you have to keep the name copied somewhere. So between what? 8 and 15, right. So, and what do we have to do here? Everything else remains the same. Here we make it 8, and here we make it as 15. That's it. Now second field is done. So you see how quickly we are able to create those fields. So ready, let me copy this, and let me save it again. So in the place of the second field. Just bear with me, it will take a little bit longer for me to create the other ones. 16 to 30. Okay, fair enough. Let's copy it. Calculated field copy. Okay. Based between 8. Instead of 8, we will say 16. And here we will say 30. So here we will say 16. And here we will say 30. Great, straightforward. Done. 3 fields created. Copy this. And here we are going to place it here. Right. Last field is slightly different. Greater than or equal to 31. So let's quickly do that. Calculated field copy. So here we will just do, instead of between we will say greater than 31 and we will say years. Greater than 31 years. Alright, and greater than or equal to 31. Do I need to keep the other condition? No, not necessary. Not necessary, right. So only one field here greater than or equal to 31. Perfect. So we have created our 4 true, false conditions. Okay, so it's good to have this already created now. Let's put that inside, this evaluate expression and this text, constant amateur experience, senior and legend. We will see right. I will show you another technique of creating those. Okay, you, of course, just like the technique I showed you, create one, you copy them. That is also perfect, that you can do that, or we can do it from within the other calculation as well. So that's what I'm going to show you now. Whichever you are more comfortable with. If you want to create these 4 fields up front, you can do that, but I will do it from within this calculated field. So now, what are we going to create? We're going to create this field 5. We are going to look at a function that is called evaluate expression. We will see what it does. So again, we will create a calculated field. I can use the task or I can just click on this one. Create another calculation. It will again bring up the Create Calculated Field page. So, alright, the name has to be different. This will be eval.exp. That is what we use, evaluate expression. And what are we going to say? Derive experience. Fans. From. Years of service. Correct. I mean, you can name it anything, but just make it meaningful instead of just test1 or my field1. Do not use that. Evaluate expression. All right. Okay. Okay, so you see it. It asks you about a few things. One is what is going to be the field type. Right. It has. It can return any of these fields types. But what do you think? What is going to be our field type? Text right. Because that is the final output. Amateur, experienced or senior or legend. That is going to be the final output. So it has to be text field. Right. Let's do that. Let's call it as a text field. Great. What is the default value? If none of those conditions are met or if there is a problem with the calculation, what do you want to have in the output? 0. Maybe let's say it's a text. Okay, so let's give a dash, maybe, or a hyphen. Let's give a hyphen. Then we could not. We could not do it. Right, we did not know the calculation. So let's use this hyphen. Okay, maybe some condition we haven't thought about. So returns a dash character. How did I go about it? You see, I clicked on this field. I have this global fields. And I chose text. That's why it narrowed it down to only the text global fields. I clicked on that and you can choose. Right, you can choose a bracket. You can choose this one underscore. What is this? This is a I don't know underscore. Okay, what about this one? Another underscore. Anyway, what about this one? Many type of underscores. Wow. Anyway, let's not use underscore. Let's use this one. The dash. Right.